Hey guys, it's Nikki. Welcome back to my channel. I am taking you thrifting with me today, and the point of this thrift with me is to look for some junk journaling supplies. So I thought it would be great for some of you who are kind of new to the junk journaling world to see what I look for when I go to a thrift store. So the first thing I'm starting out here is in the books. That's a pretty obvious one, but I found this really great checklist over at artjournalist.com, and I will link it down below if you're interested in printing one off. I suggest you take it with you to the thrift store because a lot of times you can look at something and you're not really sure how it would work. Well, this just kind of gives you an idea of things you can look for, and then take it home and you have it on hand if you get inspired to use it. So the obvious place to start is with the books. This thrift store bundles little books together. So I always check this bin down below, and I found some like little elf books that were bundled together down here for like $1.99, and they were worth quite a bit more. So I was so happy that I found those. The next section that I stop in here is the children's books section. You'll see my eye go right down to these little golden books right here. Right in front of it were some Disney books, though I do like to look at what they have there. Those were some Winnie the Pooh books, and then they had the really large princess book. I did not pick those up, but I did go through these little golden books. At this store, they are 99 cents each, which is a great deal for little golden books. I think Goodwill prices theirs at $1.99 in my area. So I have so many little golden books right now at home that I'm kind of picky about what I take. I really kind of go for the Disney ones. Those tend to do better for junk journaling for me. So the second section I look at here in the books is the classical book section. So this is where I would find copies of Alice in Wonderland or A Christmas Carol or Heidi, things like that I'm always looking for. They unfortunately didn't have anything there for me to pick up today. The next section here is, again, a place where they bundle things together. This is going to be your art supply section or your craft supply section. So sometimes you can find colored pencils or crepe paper or raffia. Here are some old safety pins. I should have picked those up because old safety pins are so much thicker than the flimsy ones they sell today. But I didn't. I passed on those. But there are some vintage buttons here that caught my eye. So I did end up picking up one of those. I should have got the other ones too, but I left those there for somebody else. You can find kind of unique things here. Sometimes you can find like appliques, lace appliques, or here's like an interesting flower. So I always look through here. I did look at this Model Magic. I wasn't sure if it was air dry clay or not. If it was, I probably would have picked it up, but I left it. Here's another section I like to look at. Again, they do the bundling with a lot of different stationery supplies. This was an entire package of file folders and index tab dividers, and I wanted to buy it, but they don't sell you anything that doesn't have a price on it, and that unfortunately wasn't priced. So I ended up having to leave that there. They also bundle up a lot of greeting cards. It's hit or miss with the greeting cards. A lot of times there's, newer ones mixed in. You don't really so much get vintage there, so it's hit or miss. I usually don't buy them there in the packets just because I like to see what I'm buying. But I have found like different stationery items there though, so it is worth looking through. Here is just a really big bin of patterns, and those were really the only sewing patterns that I found is this package here. And again, I couldn't see the whole bundle, but you'll see what it consisted mostly of. I'm just going to pull like a handful of things from the bottom here. And when I flip it over, you'll see that they are mostly 90s craft sewing project, like these little, there you go, like primitive angels and things like that. I really wasn't interested in those today. Here's some vintage fabrics or some fabrics that they have. I sometimes find vintage fabrics in here, but this is like if people donate it by the yard, they'll hang them here. There were a couple cute ones. This patchwork one, this pink one I thought was cute, but I didn't pick it up. I have a lot of pink fabric here. Next section, I go over to the games. This is where you're going to look for kind of vintage games where you can get those game pieces. Clue, I always look for. Scrabble's a no-brainer. Different card games like that one there. That was interesting, but it looked fairly new. And again, down in this little bundled section, this is where you're going to find the flashcards. And I am like overflowing with flashcards, so I didn't pick any up today, but there is a bundle towards the back here that I probably would have picked up had I been in the market for those. So it's a good place to look. And that's one thing that is fairly easy to find to fill your junk journal stash up. So always take a look at those. This was an interesting section. That was some scrapbook paper, but it's mostly like bags, like gift bags. And they were mostly Christmas, so I kind of passed on them. But sometimes I like to look for the vintage wrapping paper. You can find that every once in a while in this section, and I didn't find any today. And then over on the other side is where they keep wallpaper. So again, I always look for vintage rolls of wallpaper. Here they just had some borders. They looked fairly new. I wouldn't say modern, but they didn't have a real vintage feel to them. So I passed on the wallpaper borders today too. It was kind of a bust today. I didn't find a whole lot. I always look at the baskets just for storage purposes. You're going to see this picnic basket up here pretty soon. I did pick that up to repurpose and put in my vintage booth. So I was kind of keeping my eye out for things for that too. But this picnic basket right there, it is. It is so fun. It's going to look great with some decals on it. So now I'll get into my haul and show you guys what I picked up. But let me show you what I did pick up. So I did get one of these little bags of buttons. This was 99 cents. And you know what? I didn't even look to see what the color of the week was. It could have been pink. I might have got it for 50 cents. I don't know. I picked up this little bag of buttons. These are kind of what caught my eye. This color is really pretty. It's like a peachy kind of orange color, and I really liked that. And then I liked some of these fabric buttons and the larger buttons. So here's another fabric button that's like in green. I think those are fun. And then I just like these really old large buttons. This one is a really neat color too. This that one, it's kind of got an iridescent shine to it, but yeah, it's 99 cents I think is a good deal for those. So picked up those. This I thought was interesting. I'm curious to open it up. This also was 99 cents. So this was just like a sample, and I remember getting these. These are probably from the 80s or 90s, but they send you kind of like a sample of what you could get if you sign up for their program. And this is a box, I believe a box that held all of these recipes in it. But I thought this was a great size where you could fold them in half to put in a junk journal. So this one, I'll even have to check out what the recipes are. That might be fun. Okay, so I don't think trying to see if there's like a theme to them. These are all microwave things, so yeah, there's main dishes and desserts, it looks like. Here's like a game card, some different ephemera. I'll keep that. I think it's, I want to do one that's a junk journal that's made completely from junk mail. So here's just a fun little sampling. So I don't, you know, something like this, I was thinking you could fold it in half and you could make it like a pocket. You could make a really nice size pocket for in your junk journal. So you could cover that if you wanted to, but you know, you could sew around it or something. So that's why I picked those up. And then sometimes when I put my junk journal kits together, if there's like a theme, so it looks like these are all the same. Yeah, these are all exactly the same. I want to see what this bingo game card is though. If you're putting your junk journal kits together and you're doing like a Christmas theme, or you're doing a, I don't know, like a summer theme, there's a recipe in here. I think I saw it for blueberry muffins. Like that's fun to add to your junk journal because it's got a summer theme to it. I'll take these out. So yeah, I mean, you could do this if you wanted to do a Thanksgiving theme, or this could be a summer junk journal. Granny's peanut butter cookies, mocha cheesecake. Here's like a bingo card. I think that was in the other one as well. Texas brownies. baked potatoes, hearty tuna. Here's the blueberry muffin one. Quick cherry dessert. You could do that for like, you know, 4th of July or even like a summer themed journal as well. So let's just take a look what this little bingo card is. So it just looks like that. So like I said, I'll probably keep these little pieces here and just use them in a junk journal somehow. And then lastly, I just picked up a couple of the little golden books. These were 99 cents each. These aren't necessarily old. 1996 for this Pinocchio one. It seems fairly fairly new, in good condition. This one, I don't see a year in this one. Again, newer though. Very new for this one as well. Doesn't even look like the binding has been broken in the front. Snow White and the Jungle Book. So I did just pick up a couple of the Disney ones. So thank you guys for shopping along with me, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.